All right, we're actually gonna start on all fours. So come onto your hands and knees here. Shoulders right over your wrists, hips right over the knees. And we're just gonna start with this cat and cow. Take your time here. I want you to really push into the hands and let the shoulder blades go wide and try to lift the middle of your spine. And then slowly uncoil as you start to lift the sit bones back, chest up, and see if you can just hug the belly towards the spine just slightly. Good. Give me just two more like that to give this nice rounding. And lengthening. Good. One more. Round. And lengthen. And then I'm going to walk the hands forward. We're going to keep that nice distant hips over the knees, and the chest starts to lower. See if you can pull the belly button away from the floor. Give yourself another breath here. You're actively pressing into your hands, lifting your arms away from the floor as you try to drop your chest towards the ground. Good. Walk the hands back in just about halfway, so they're a little in front of the shoulder, and take that right arm and thread it under the left so we can rest the right shoulder and right ear on the floor. And now, just keeping your right shoulder right where it is, can you take this left hand and you're just going to kind of walk it towards the head of your mat, so it's kind of going up above your head. And you're going to slightly draw the shoulder blade back. The left shoulder blade is going to drop back onto your body. And you're going to use your fingertips to just try to turn your chest a little more towards the ceiling. Give a couple breaths here. Try not to put too much weight in your head and neck. It should be in your shoulder. One more big breath. Good. Walk that left hand all the way back down. Press yourself up slowly. That's a big twist. All right, so that right hand's going to go just a little bit in front. Left palm faces up, and you're going to thread it under the right. So once you have your ear and shoulder on the floor, the right hand, the shoulder blade is going to draw back, right? So we're going to retract the shoulder blade, and then you're going to walk those fingertips up towards the top of your mat and start to turn the chest towards the right side or even towards the ceiling. Hug your right hip back, and give me two more big breaths here. Biggest inhale you got, big inhale. Good, walk those right fingertips back down. Press into the hand, slowly come all the way back up. Good, just take two more cat and cows. Rounding and lengthening. One more. Round and lengthen. Good. Go ahead and swing yourself around. I want to go onto your back, and we're going to do just a quick set of bridging here with the arms moving up and down. So arms down by your side, you're in your bridge position on your back, feet are flat, hips width distance apart from the feet. And we're going to take the exhale, and I want you to slowly peel up. So you're going to tuck your tail between your legs, press your waistband down, then lift it up. Then lift up each vertebrae that comes up above it, coming all the way to our shoulder tips. Then inhale, arms are going to come all the way up and back behind you. And exhale, upper back comes down, mid back, low back, tail. And then inhaling, arms come down by your side. Exhale, tuck your tail, peel your spine up, one vertebra at a time. Inhale at the top, arms come back over your ears, reach. Exhale, lay the upper back down, mid back down, low back, tail. Arms come down, a couple more like that. Exhale, peel the hips up. Hold. Inhale, take the arms up and back. Exhale, roll the spine down. Check with your feet. Watch what they do. See if you can keep them heavy through all 4 points the entire time. Exhale, rolling all the way up. Inhale, extending the arms. Exhale, rolling all the way down. Inhale, arms down. All right, exhale, rolling yourself back up. We're just gonna pause here. You can stay, arms stay down. Feet are still about hips and distance apart, or you can wiggle them a little bit closer if you need to. But I wanna keep these hips lifted up. You've got your front ribs drawn in, and then we're just gonna alternate picking up a leg. So shift your weight into the left foot, march the right leg up to tabletop, sit it back down, left leg comes up, set it back down. So alternating from side to side. If you want to bring your fingertips onto those little front hip points, you can, just to keep in mind the dipping from side to side. I want to try to minimize that. I want to try to stay as isolated and steady in the center as I can. And you can take this slow, because I want you to feel like everything has about a half a second before you pick up your foot to turn on, support you, and then you pick up your knee. So take the space between your bottom ribs and the top of your hips and draw them together. So I want you to make that space smaller. And again, we're just marching back and forth. Trying to hold the pelvis nice and steady with your abdominals and your glutes. All right, a couple more, side to side. Good, the next time your right leg comes up, hold it up. Hold in here. We're gonna take the right leg up towards the ceiling. You're gonna lower it down towards that right knee. We're gonna swing it wide with a circle and take it back up. So you don't have to go very far with the circle to be challenged. Maybe it stays pretty high towards the ceiling and doesn't go very wide. But I want you to try to encourage your core to have to really work here on one side. Give me one more going this direction. Good, we're gonna reverse. So now it goes wide, down away from you, back in. Wide, down, in. Again, try to keep that right hip from dipping. 2 more. Last one. Good job. Bend that right knee, place it to the floor. Left leg's gonna come into tabletop. Extend it up to the ceiling. And then here we go with that. Down to the floor, wide inside of the room, up to the ceiling. Now again, you can make this circle as little or as big as you can keep your hips steady. So if dropping the leg too wide is making you swivel at the hip, then make it a little smaller. This is our last one. We're gonna go the other way. Out wide, down, in, 5. Out wide, down, in, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left foot comes down. Take the arms up on the inhale. Reach them all the way back. Slowly roll the spine down. Exhale, 1 vertebrae at a time. Really heavy up that tailbone and that waistband. And then inhale, hands come down by your side. Good job. All right, hands come behind the head. Interlace those fingers. So first we're just gonna start with our head down and our elbows wide. So the hands are behind the head, elbows are wide, head is down on the floor, and we're just gonna take this marching action into the legs again. But now we're switching in the air. Try to keep the bottom ribs really heavy on the floor. The farther away you tap, the more challenging this becomes. But I want you to really work towards heavy low back, heavy ribs. Trying not to let your back arch away from the floor. And can you now pull your belly down towards your spine so that you also don't have it kind of puffing up. Good, so just keep moving your legs like this. And now we're gonna lift the head. Head and shoulders are gonna come up. Again, you can have your bent knee at 90 degrees. You can have it a little longer and tapping out a little farther, but try to get those shoulders up by using the abs to pick up your head and shoulders. Try not to use your hands to crank up your head. Good, let's add this twist. Twist to the leg that comes in, twist to the leg that comes in, alternating sides. Let's go for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both legs are going to come up. Head and shoulders are up. We're making a circle. Circle with the legs, up together. Take them wide, down and forward. So a lot of times people get popping in their hips. Adjust where your pelvis is. So if your pelvis is really heavy on the floor at your waistband, then maybe lighten up the waistband. If the waistband is away from the ground, maybe heavy up the floor, or put the waistband heavy on the floor. Maybe the circles are not as big. If it doesn't hurt and you're okay with it, it's fine. It's just probably that femur head making some noise in the hip joint. Let's reverse the circles. Try to get those shoulders up. Let's go for 6, 5, belly down, 4, 3, 2, one more. Good job. Grab the back of the knees, give them a little hug. Take your outer edges of your feet or the back of your thighs for a happy baby. Okay, you're going to draw the knees to the sides of your ribs. Let your low back be heavy and your butt can kind of keel up towards the ceiling. And you're drawing your knees down towards the floor. Slowly, let's just straighten into one leg. Bend it back in. Slowly try to straighten into the other leg. And bend it back in. Grab both of the knees. Straighten out the legs all the way up. Get nice and long. Find that nice long stretch from fingertips to toes. And we're going to go for a roll up here. So anchor the heels, toes point up to the ceiling. Exhale, arms come up, head and shoulders peel up. Roll all the way up to the top. Inhale with that flat back. Reach forward past the toes. Sit up tall. Slow control all the way down. Push the tail underneath you. Move your butt towards your heels. Lay down your low back first. Then your mid back, upper back head. Inhale. Exhale. Roll it all the way up. Reach it past your toes. And back in. And all the way down. 2 more. Take your time. We're trying to use less momentum, more belly engagement. Good, last one. Good job. Go ahead and just cross your legs. So I want that right shin in front of your left shin. So they're not just ankles tucked like our normal kind of crisscross applesauce. I want you to think of like, can I get my heels and my knees to almost feel like they're lined up? So we've got shins parallel, and then let's just go ahead and fold forward over those thighs. So you should feel a little more intensity on the right hip if the right leg is in front. You want the hands out, fold over those legs. Take 3 breaths for me here. Let your head hang. Good, walk yourself back in. Just up and over to the left. Take the right arm up, side bend over to the left. And back in, over to the right, Side bend over the right, left arm up. Big breath in. And center, we're gonna switch. Left ankle's gonna be in front. So again, try to walk the feet towards the opposite knees. And then you've got your shins stacked one in front of the other. And then from here, if you can, you're gonna hinge forward. If this is way too much, your hands are going back behind you. Okay, we're gonna try and breathe into those hips. So I wanna take 3 big breaths. Now you should feel a little more intensity on the left leg if it's in front. 2 more breaths. Make them big. Try to move your rib cage with your lungs, with your diaphragm. Good. Walk your hands back in. Let's take that side bend over to the right. Big inhale. And side bend over to the left. Big inhale. Good. Go ahead and roll back over on all fours. Tuck those toes. And we're just going to hover those knees. So we're going to bring those hips back towards your heels, back over your knees. Back towards the heels and the knees. Here we go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold your hips back. Here's your little pulse. 10, 9, 8. Shins are parallel, low to the ground. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly start to straighten up into your down dog. Pedal the feet. Bend one knee, drop the opposite heel, switch. Just taking a moment here back and forth. Doesn't have to be fast. And let your head relax. Good. Okay, right leg's gonna go up and back. You're gonna shift your weight forward, tap your right elbow with that right knee, tap your left elbow, step it between your hands, lower the left knee, hands to the right thigh, come on up. Tail's gonna be heavy. You're pulling your belly button back through your spine. Then we're gonna let the hips go. Now you can keep your hands on your thigh, or you can start to bring those arms up. Give me a couple breaths here, just holding. So you're finding all these little finesse ways to finesse inside. I want you to really think about belly back, tail down, hips moving forward, pressing into the right foot, right hip wrapping back. So now let's inhale, open the chest, bend the elbows, lift your chest to the sky, and then exhale, straighten the arms back behind you and start to reach them forward as we flex the toes back on the right leg and straighten the right leg. See how I'm just reaching forward. So I've got a flat back, and I'm trying to straighten that right leg, then I'm gonna place that right foot back down. Inhale the arms up, bend the elbows back, lift the chest. Make this about the upper back. Your low back should still have that belly button sucking back through it. Straighten the arms, reach forward. You're balancing here, but you also should have a hamstring stretch. Good, a couple more. Inhale, lift. If you need to double up your pad under your knee on that left side, go ahead. Reach the hands back, and then extend forward. Toes are up, reaching. Inhaling, lifting, elbows back. I'm trying to open the chest here. I'm trying to get a little bit of a chest stretch. And reaching. Inhale, up, last one. Lift, reach, extend the leg, hold. Good, just same here, reaching. Hands come down towards the floor on either side of that right foot. So left hand's gonna stay on the ground. My right arm is gonna pull like it's pulling a lawnmower strand or string, and you're pulling it back, and then you're gonna reach it up to the sky, and then we're gonna take it over the ear and back down to the floor. Right elbow pulls back, opens the chest, reaches the arm to the ceiling, circles the arm over my ear, and back down. So watch your toes. Try to keep those right toes pointed straight up. One more. Elbow pulls back, chest turns to the right. Reach the right hand up, reach it over my head, all the way down to the floor. Good job. Just fold over that right leg. Good. Place that right foot down. Come up, crescent lunge. So pop up under the ball of the left foot. Come all the way up tall. So we have the same kind of feeling that we had when we had our knee down, right? That heaviness to your tailbone, that lifting up of the front body, and then that belly button feeling like it's getting pulled through your back. Set your shoulders back over your hips. Arms are going to come up. All right, from here, we're going to take this right arm. Now we're going to reach it back behind us. You're going to turn your chest to the right. Hands can be out wide like a T here. And then that right arm's going to come down to the floor, circle forward, and they're both going to push the ceiling. I'm going to reach that right arm back, just holding my leg still. Both arms up. So as my right arm goes back, my left arm reaches forward like I'm going to shake someone's hand. And then up. We're going to exhale as we twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. 3 more. One more. Good job. Hands behind the head. On your exhale, you're going to bring your elbows together, draw your belly button back towards your spine, get that tuck of the tail, and then inhale, and you're going to lift your chest and try to open up and reach your left heel back. So exhaling, elbows come together. It almost feels like you're drawing your pubic bone towards your belly button, which is going to have to soften that left knee a little bit. Then you're going to open, reach the left leg back, and lift your chest. 3 more. Exhale, close. I mean, really, like rigorously pull that pubic bone up. Inhale, reach the left heel back. 2 more. Good, hands down on either side of that right foot. Step it back to your plank. Hold here. We're just gonna alternate tapping your shoulders. So tap your left shoulder with your right hand, place it down. Tap your left shoulder, or right shoulder, left hand, and down. So I'm trying not to move from side to side too much. The wider your feet are, the easier that gets. But again, I'm just gonna tap, tap, back and forth, tap, tap. So I'm gonna add on, we're gonna do a double tap. You're gonna tap left shoulder, left hip, place it down. Right shoulder, right hip, place it down. Tap, tap, down, tap, tap, down, tap, tap. Good. Here's 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, and 1. Look forward, drop your knees. Here's your little chaturanga push-ups for 5, 4. Try to touch those ribs with your elbows. 3, 2, 1. All the way to the floor. All the way down. Hands are gonna reach back. Lift your chest. Roll your shoulders back. Pick your pinkies up. Pick your legs up. Inner thighs are helping to lift to the ceiling. Give it a hold. Good, bring your hands right under your elbows. Press your feet into the floor. Then you squeeze your elbows in and then just hover your belly button and your ribs as you push into your hands. So I'm not going very high, right? I'm just squeezing those elbows in and pushing to my hands to just barely get my belly button off the floor. Give me 2 more breaths. You should feel a lot of this in the back of those triceps. Good, when we're down, tuck the toes. Either push back to the knees or all the way to the push-up, to plank. Pausing here at your plank, looking forward. Good, bend your knees, send your hips back over your heels, all the way up, downward facing dog. All right, left side. Left leg goes up and back. Tap that left elbow. Tap that right elbow. Step it between the hands. Lower the right knee. Bring your hands onto that left thigh. So again, tail tilts towards the floor. Belly button pulls up. I want you to think of that low back feeling really long, like your belly button's pulling back through the backside of your body. Now you've got all that, and now the hips can start to go forward. You should feel that stretch in the front of the right thigh. Arms are going to inhale and come up. You need deep and lean on the thigh. Give yourself a couple breaths here. You can always put some padding under that right knee if you need it. All right, so remember where we're going. This is going to be those arm circles and that leg extension. So bending the elbows on your inhale, bringing them almost like they're going to squeeze behind you. Then you straighten and reach back. So I've got all that opening in the chest. Now I'm going to shift my weight back, toes point up, hands are going to reach forward. Right? Inhale, come up, elbows bend, reach back, extend the leg, reach forward. Take your time. We're not in a hurry here. I want you to explore the space, especially in between the moves. These transitions, like moving the hips back and forth, are challenging with the balance. So try to take your time. See if you can use all the muscles efficiently. Good, let's go for 3. Here's 2. Remember your low belly's firing here, helping to support the low back. So pull it in. Hold this reach. Right, we're here, we're holding the reach. Give me just another breath. Wrap that left hip towards the floor. Good, right hand comes down to the ground. So my left toes are pointed up. This is where this left hand is gonna act like it's pulling back an arrow, like a bow and arrow, left elbow to the ceiling. I'm gonna reach the arm up, reach the hand forward, and all the way back down with that rotation. Okay, elbow's gonna pull back, turn my chest. I'm gonna keep reaching and continuing that line to the ceiling. I'm gonna turn my palm behind me as I reach towards the front of my mat, and hand comes all the way down. 2 more like this. Elbow pulls back, turn, continue the reach, circle it overhead, and all the way down. Last one. Good job. Just fold over that left thigh for a moment, get the stretch. Good, place that left foot down, tuck the back toes, here we come up, crescent lunge, push into the feet. Okay, so same positioning here as we get that pelvic bowl to feel upright. We've got the belly pulling back, hips are pointing forward. Inhale, arms are gonna come up. All right, so slowly here, we're just taking this left arm back behind you, like you're reaching back to shake someone's hand, and then the right arm's gonna reach forward like you're also trying to shake someone's hand. And then bring both arms forward, chest squares up, arms come up. So I'm getting a twist every time I do this, and then I'm rotating back to center to start over. Legs are just holding on and staying the same. Oops, sorry, I forgot that. There we go. Arms reach forward, both arms come up, then they split apart, and forward. Arms up, and back. Good. Arms up, back. Give me 3 more like this. Good, last 2. And 1 more. Good, both arms go back forward. Arms go to the ceiling. Here's where we're gonna do that hand behind the head. On the exhale, your elbows draw together, your belly pushes back, your pubic bone pulls up, and this right thigh is gonna come forward. Then you're gonna reach the right heel back, lift your chest. So with your spine, I want you to imagine you're doing that cat and cow, right? So we're rounding and extending, and I want you to think of your elbows coming together to spread your shoulder blades apart and gliding back together. Bring them both apart. That elbows come together, shoulder blades are apart. Elbows go wide, shoulder blades are together. We need 2 more like this. Last round. Inhale. Good. Both arms up, all the way down on either side of that left foot. Step it back to your plank. Good. So from here, we're going to come onto our forearms. So lower yourself on those forearms. Make sure they're parallel to each other. And then we're going to walk those hips up and in as you start to take your chest back towards your toes. So I'm pushing into my forearms, dragging my arms energetically forward as I take my chest back towards my thighs, my head's relaxed and hanging. You can walk your hips in as much as you can, but I want you to try to keep your shoulders moving back, your head and chest moving back. One more big breath here. Good. Look forward, walk your feet back into your plank. We're just gonna hold it here. You're gonna swivel that right hand a little more to center so we can open to a side plank here on our forearm. That left hand can come to your hip. It can be on the floor. Left foot can be on the floor if you need assistance. Otherwise, both feet are stacked. Hold in here. Just reach that left arm up to the ceiling. Good. Let's pull on your fingertips. Try to lift your hips a little bit. Reach your left arm over your ear. Good. Back through center. Let's switch it. So now that left hand's kind of slightly angled in. Roll to the outer edge of your hip, or the outer edge of your foot. Right arm's gonna reach up, hold. Again, I've got somebody picking me up by my side body. So I'm trying to lift my right hip to the ceiling, holding here. Take that right arm over your ear. One more big breath. Exhale, circle that hand all the way around. Come back onto your forearms. Good, from here, we're gonna bend the knees, send the hips back a little bit, and then reach it back forward, shoulders over the elbows. Moving it back and forward. Doesn't have to be very big. I just want that feeling of shoulders moving behind the elbows, over the elbows. Behind the elbows, over. Try to get those elbows parallel to each other. Here's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees down, belly down, chest up, elbows under your shoulders for Sphinx pose, okay? So I want you to feel like now you're dragging those elbows back, shoulders are drawing back, chest is trying to pull through the arms, lift your belly away from the floor, press into the tops of your feet, crown of your head is lifting. I'm just gonna look over my right shoulder, center, look over my left shoulder, center, one more each side. Right shoulder, left shoulder. Good, come all the way down. You can rest your forehead on the floor. If you've got a block or something you want to put under it, go ahead. But you're gonna take your arms into this cactus arm position. So we've got the elbows bent. Forehead's gonna go onto the ground. And I'm gonna try to pick this whole shape of my arms up off the floor. So try not to change them, but you're gonna pick up hands, elbows, squeeze shoulder blades together, relax your head, and put it back down. Whole thing's gonna lift. Elbows, hands, shoulder blades squeeze together, and down. A couple more like that. All the way from the floor, all the way up. And I'm trying to keep my hands and my elbows on the same imaginary table as it rises up to meet my shoulder. Good, on this next one, we're gonna hold the hands and elbows up. So now everything should be lifted in the arms, heads relaxed, hands are lifting, elbows are lifting, shoulder blades are squeezing together. Good, reach your hands back towards your toes, bend them back to 90. Straighten them back towards your toes, bend them to 90. Just give me 3 more like this, and then we're gonna lift the head. Here's 2. 1, back to the cactus. Lift the head and shoulders. We've got the same thing. We're gonna reach the hands back, bend them back wide. Reach them back, bend them back to cactus arms. Here's 5. Press into the tops of your feet. 4. Get your belly button up off the floor. 3, 2, 1. Take right arm, reach it forward. Left arm, reach it forward. Both arms swing back. Left arm forward, right arm forward, both arms back. Right arm forward, left arm forward, both arms back. Left arm, right arm, both back. 2 more. Right arm, left arm, both of them back. Left arm, right arm, both of them back. Good job. Place your hands on the floor. We're going to press back, child's pose. Take it all the way to this rounded back. Let your knees be together or close enough together that you can feel some lift of the belly away from the floor. Good. Go ahead and place your hands, tuck your toes, send it back, downward facing dog. Pedal your feet. Right leg goes up and back. Take your right knee to your left elbow. Hold it here. We're gonna just tap the wrist, bring it back up to the elbow. Tap your wrist, back up to the elbow. Here's 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and send this right leg out to the left side, but then turn your chest and hips back towards the floor. So if it's too much, you can always bend your knee, but I want you to feel this a little bit in the outer right hip. So you're just looking forward, you're on the back toes. That right leg is going over to the left, and you're trying to turn your chest forward. Good, bring the knee back into the chest, step the foot down, turn the left toes out, and come up warrior 2. So we've got the right knee pointing forward, left toes pointing to the side. Gonna get low here. Arms are gonna come out wide. All right, we're just gonna flow back and forth from our forward bend here, the side angle, all the way back to reverse. I want you to feel your core here, because you're gonna keep your hips where they are. Arms are gonna do this back and forth, okay? They're going over the ear as you go forward, and then you go back over the ear as you go back. Let's go for 3. Here's 2. Last round. 1. 1. Take that right elbow. It can come onto that right thigh. Left arm's gonna go over the ear. Give it this little bit of a moment here. Just holding this length. Try not to rest too much in the elbow. See if you can lift yourself off it slightly. But just know it's there. If you want more work, you can always let it go and bring the right arm up to the ear. Hold, we got 30 more seconds. Good, that right elbow can come back down to your side. Give me 1 more big breath. Good, we're gonna straighten into this right leg so you can keep that length. If you need to hop this left foot in, go ahead. But can this right hand maybe come onto your shin? And now you're gonna reach that left arm over your ear for this triangle. Now can you bring the left hand behind your left ear? The right arm's gonna just dangle in front of that right thigh. And we're just gonna do little side push-ups. I'm doing it real small. And just lifting up and down, like 5, 4, very small, 3, 2, 1. Bend back into that right knee. Reach that left arm back over your head. Circle both arms all the way around on either side of that right foot. Look forward. Just let the hips get a stretch here for a moment. Left heel's back, reaching back, kneecaps lifting up. Good, place both hands down. Step it back to your plank. Pause here. Turn the chest forward. Reach the heels back. Drag your hands back and your toes forward. Good, send it up and back, down facing dog. Other side, let's go for the left leg. Inhales up and back. Exhale, we're gonna shift it forward. Tap that right elbow. You're gonna tap the wrist, pick it up to the elbow. Slide it down to the wrist, pick it up. Here's 3, 2, 1. Step that left foot to the outside of your mat. So you're on the outer edge of your left foot, but I'm trying to turn my chest back forward towards the floor or the front of my mat. And now I'm letting my hips slightly lower towards the ground. I'm still on the toes. Good. Breathe in, knee to the chest. Step between your hands, coming up warrior 2. So left toes point forward, right toes point to the side of your mat. Come all the way in. So when I say side of the mat, I still have a little bit of this internal rotation of that right leg. Okay, so I do want you to notice that the right thigh is slightly turning forward, and the outer edge of the right foot should feel like it's slightly angled, just a little bit. All right, arms are out. Here we go with that forward side angle, and reverse. Forward side angle, and reverse. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, 1. Left elbow to that left knee, right arm over your ear. So you can stay here. We're going to be here for a few breaths. When we think about breathing into this right side body here, we're trying to get long on both sides. If you want to work a little harder for the core, you can just let that left arm extend and not rest on the elbow. If you want to bring it up, you can hold by your ear. Watch that you're not diving down, right? This is not the ideal look. We want to bring the chest back, get yourself in between 2 imaginary walls. Give me one more big breath here. Good, that left arm can come down. We're gonna straighten into the left leg. So I'm still reaching, still have all this length on both sides of my ribs. I'm gonna take that right arm to the ceiling now. I'm gonna bring the hand behind my ear. Left arm's gonna be just dangling. And I'm gonna just do these little side push-ups, right, for that right oblique. Let's go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend slowly back into that left knee. That right arm reaches back over the head. Good, circle that right arm all the way down. Either side of that left foot, step it back to plank. We're gonna slowly lower all the way down. So you can do that through the chaturanga to your knees, or if you want to try it on your toes, you're going to shift yourself a little bit forward. Belly's going to lift. Elbows are going to slowly bend to lower you that halfway point, and then all the way to the floor. Tops of the feet are down. We're going to take that chest opener. So right arm is going to come out to the side. It can either be at a little bit of a diagonal or straight out from the shoulder. As you roll to your right side, keep walking that hand out and see if you can find that chest stretch by pushing into the palm as you turn your chest to the left. And then take a couple of big breaths here. You can bend your bottom knee if it feels good, but I want you to feel like you're filling up the space behind your heart, and I want you to feel like you're filling up the space between the armpit and the shoulder. So when you take a big breath, you should feel some tension in that webbing of the armpit between like the sternum and your shoulder. So let your breath do this internal massage and create a little space. So take 2 more really big breaths, like fill your lungs up as much as you can. Press into the palm. One more. Now, can you bend this left elbow, or sorry, keep your right knee on the floor. Make sure it's nice and bent so you have a little stability. And then can you bend your left knee and reach back with that hand and grab that foot? It may not be accessible. If you have a strap, you can always wrap it around the ankle, but if you can grab for the foot behind you, great. Try to get that calf, that quad stretch in the front of the left thigh. Slowly release the leg. Straighten both legs out, slowly roll to your side. Left side, or to your belly, and then left side. So walk that left hand out. Again, could be like a diagonal, could be a cactus, could be straight out from the side. You kind of have to work with where your anatomy is going to make you feel this here. So I want it to be feeling like it's the chest that's getting some stretch, that space from shoulder to sternum. So I'm going to bend my left knee a little bit so that I have some stability here. I'm pressing into my left palm so I can activate a little bit of my chest. Then I'm going to relax, but keep that little bit of connectivity from the hand to the floor. And we're going to take like 3 or 4 big, big breaths. I want you to really try to encourage this like movement of the ribs because of the inhalation. Good. Bend your right knee. See if maybe that right arm can reach back and grab for that foot or that ankle. And if you can't, then just, you can keep, maybe you can just put the foot behind you. I can still kind of feel that quad stretch here. So maybe just having that knee bent and the foot on the floor can help you find some space here in the front. Let's see if we can get one more breath. Good. Release the foot. Straighten both legs. Come back to your belly. Let's go ahead and press back to the knees. Send it back, child's pose, that rounded spine over the legs. Good. So this last one I want to do is a little tricky. So I'm going to talk you through it. I just want you to be aware that we want to try to not put a ton of pressure on the neck, okay? So this one is meant to create this like really nice big flexion throughout the spine and stretch apart some of the shoulder blades. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab onto my heels with my hands. My forehead is going to come right up against my knees as close as I can get it. So the top of my head is going to make contact with the floor. And again, I'm not trying to put my weight into my head. I'm going to then pick up my hips. So now I've got this pull against my feet. My arms are straight. Again, I do not have a lot of weight in my head. Most of my weight is in my knees. But now I can kind of pull against my heels as I lift my hips and create this deep flexion in my spine and move my shoulder blades apart. And then come back down. Okay, if that one felt really weird, it is. Don't let that bother you, but it's nice for our spines. Last thing I want to do is just a camel. Did I say last thing before? Sorry. Last thing. So this one's just going to be a real gentle back bend. I want you to either turn your fingertips all the way up or all the way down. But what you're doing is you're encouraging coming from this tilted tail up to this tucked tail under. Okay, so I want you to use your hands to push your tailbone down towards the floor. Then you're going to draw your elbows together behind you. Keep your tail anchoring towards the ground. And now we're just going to lift the chest, Squeeze the elbows in towards each other. You've got that like imaginary shelf behind your heart, lifting it up to the ceiling. You can just look down and forward. But I just want to get this last big breath in. Hips are moving forward. This should feel all nice and flat. Good. All the way back up. And hopefully you feel amazing.